The Zephyrian hunting grounds stretched endlessly across the crimson plains of Kepler 442b, where towering crystalline formations caught the light of twin suns and cast dancing shadows across the alien landscape. Captain Marcus Chen stood at the edge of the designated arena, his hand steady despite the weight of 1,000 eyes upon him, some curious, others hungry for blood. The Galactic Council had decreed this trial as the final test for humanity's admission into the greater cosmic community, one human, one predator, one outcome that would determine whether Earth's children would be welcomed among the stars or forever branded as prey species unworthy of interstellar citizenship. The crowd of alien dignitaries murmured in their various languages as the arena gates began to rise with a mechanical groan that echoed across the amphitheater. From the depths emerged a creature that defied every natural law Marcus thought he understood. The apex Zephyrian stood 12 feet tall at the shoulder, its obsidian carapace gleaming like polished armor. 6 powerful legs carried its bulk with surprising grace, while bioluminescent neural strips pulsed along its spine in hypnotic patterns. Its head, crowned with twin rows of crystalline spikes, turned toward Marcus with predatory intelligence burning in eyes like molten gold. Ambassador Thexali of the consortium leaned forward in her observation booth, her tentacles writhing with barely contained excitement. "The human shows no fear," she noted to her aide, her voice carrying the subtle clicks and whistles of her aquatic homeworld. "Curious. Perhaps their species possesses some rudimentary combat instincts after all." The apex Zephyrian let out a sound that was part roar, part harmonic resonance that made the very ground vibrate. It had never known defeat in 3 centuries of existence. Countless challengers from warrior races across the galaxy had fallen before its might. The proud Kethmori with their energy weapons, the hive-minded Veltar with their tactical superiority, even the cybernetically enhanced Neo-Spartans who had modified their bodies for perfect combat efficiency. Yet this small, soft creature stood motionless in the center of the arena, wearing nothing but standard expedition gear and carrying no visible weapons. The predator's enhanced olfactory sensors detected no fear pheromones, no stress markers that typically preceded a fight-or-flight response. Instead, there was something else, a scent it couldn't categorize, complex and layered. Marcus watched the magnificent creature begin its charge, each thunderous step sending tremors through the arena floor. The alien crowd held its collective breath, certain they were about to witness yet another demonstration of Zephyrian superiority. But Marcus wasn't calculating attack angles or defensive positions. Instead, his trained xenobiologist's mind was rapidly processing everything he observed about the creature's movement patterns, body language, and those fascinating neural strips. As the apex Zephyrian closed the distance, its massive jaws opening, to reveal rows of diamond-hard teeth, Marcus did something that stunned every observer into silence. He dropped to one knee, lowered his head, and began to emit a low, rhythmic humming sound, a frequency he had calculated based on the creature's own harmonic roar. The predator skidded to a halt mere inches from Marcus, confusion replacing bloodlust in its ancient eyes. The humming continued, and slowly Marcus raised his head to meet the creature's gaze directly. Then he did something that caused several alien ambassadors to fall from their seats in shock. He smiled. Not the baring of teeth that many species interpreted as aggression, but the gentle, genuine expression of warmth that was uniquely human. His eyes crinkled at the corners, and his posture remained relaxed and non-threatening. The apex Zephyrians, head tilted, its neural strips shifting from aggressive red to puzzled amber. Marcus slowly extended his hand, palm up, and continued his humming. The sound wasn't random. He had recognized the mathematical patterns in the creature's vocalizations, the harmonic sequences that suggested complex emotional communication rather than mere territorial display. He was attempting something that no other species had ever tried. He was trying to speak to it. The massive predator lowered its great head, studying this strange, small being who showed neither fear nor aggression. Its sensitive neural receptors detected something unprecedented. This human was broadcasting emotional resonance patterns of trust, curiosity, and affection. For 3 centuries, the apex Zephyrian had known only challengers who came to prove their strength, to dominate or be dominated. But this human had approached it not as an enemy to be defeated, but as a being to be understood. The creature's neural strips began to pulse in softer blues and greens, colors that hadn't illuminated its spine in decades. Marcus continued his gentle humming as he slowly moved his hand closer to the creature's snout. The predator's eyes tracked every movement, but instead of striking, it found itself drawn to this unprecedented display of— what was this emotion? Trust? Compassion? When Marcus's fingertips finally made contact with the obsidian carapace, the apex Zephyrian experienced something it had never felt before. The human's touch carried warmth, not just physical heat, but an emotional resonance that spoke of pack bonds and protective instincts that transcended species barriers. The great predator's legs began to fold beneath it as it lowered itself to the arena floor, its massive head coming to rest near Marcus's feet. From deep within its chest came a sound that sent shockwaves through the alien audience, a low, rumbling vibration that was unmistakably purring. Ambassador Thexali's tentacles had gone completely still. "Impossible," she whispered. "The apex Zephyrian has never. It doesn't possess the neural pathways for— how is this human doing this?" Marcus gently scratched behind one of the creature's crystalline spikes, and the purring intensified. The apex Zephyrian's eyes had closed in what could only be described as contentment. Its entire massive form relaxed for perhaps the first time in its long existence. The arena erupted in chaos as alien dignitaries tried to comprehend what they were witnessing. Species that had built their entire civilizations around conquest and dominance watched in bewilderment as humanity's representative had somehow transformed the galaxy's most feared predator into something resembling an oversized content house cat. High Consul Vrexthon of the War Clan stood slowly, his forearms spreading wide in a gesture of surrender that his species reserved for only the most momentous occasions. "The trial is concluded," his voice boomed across the arena. "Never in our recorded history has any being achieved what we have witnessed today. The humans have demonstrated something beyond courage, beyond strength. They have shown us the power of understanding itself." Marcus continued to gently stroke the magnificent creature as the formal ceremonies of acceptance into the Galactic Council began around them. He couldn't help but smile as he remembered his grandmother's words from his childhood on Earth. "Sometimes, dear, the strongest thing you can do is choose to be gentle." The apex Zephyrian purred contentedly at his feet, and Marcus realized that humanity had just passed its most important test, not through force or cunning, but through the simple recognition that every being in the universe, no matter how fearsome, just wanted to be understood.